Hello, my name is Dave. Welcome to another episode of Curse Mentality. Today we'll be going through many topics, and this will be a longer video, so bear with me. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started with the video. There are two posts and some chat from the same person we'll be looking at. We'll be talking about a few topics after introducing the post I made on my YouTube channel. It's great Curse Mentality material if you ask me. Good thing to talk about, clear out some misunderstanding, and what to do and what not to do. Starting off with the first post, it goes, I don't really mind people leeching, and I personally try my best to carry the non-extra EQs from parsing and stuff. I know that there are usually 2 to 4 OP players, and the rest are completely nothing compared to the top one, so it's not that bad for 1 or 2 leechers. I do feel bad for the leechers though, like I don't know if they can even find joy in playing the game. Like I don't mind spending more of my time because there are leechers, but they're just wasting their own time getting carried and not playing the freaking game as intended, and just should fix this problem though, hopefully. Before I start putting any personal thought into this post, I would like to define what is leecher. There is a difference between leecher and people who actually play the game and try hard but they don't find themselves being really successful. That's two different things. Leecher is someone that understands their class, know how the class works, but don't play it like that, AFK or not contributing by using another weapon, or you clearly can tell they're just there for something else, for the drop, for EXP. People try hard to get better at the game, but they die in a lot, floor mat a lot. Yes, it's frustrating to see those players, but they're trying their best. They shouldn't be judged. Everyone starts somewhere. We're all learning at one point, so they should not be punished for that. However, leecher is sort of like you're trolling. You're intentionally doing that, and that should be punished. So there's a difference between the two. Now we get into the part where I start talking about your mentality of thinking this or that is good. Okay, so from this post, you're being really pathetic, very pathetic to the point I don't know what to tell you. You actually know leeching is bad for them, but you're not doing anything. So you say you don't mind people leeching and you're gonna carry the non-expert EQ. Sure, that's nice of you, but you're indirectly promoting leeching for not telling them, for not reporting them. Wake them up, do something. It's not going to be fixed. Like, the problem is never going to be fixed. Even in NGS, you're telling me NGS is going to fix all the issue. It sounds like that from you. It's not going to fix any issue. The player mentality is there. What makes you think the person who leech in your MPA will stop leeching in NGS? They're going to do the same thing. So the fact you think NGS is going to make the game better, people stop leeching, that's pathetic. And I like the fact you said only 2 to 4 OP players and the rest are completely nothing compared to the top ones. No, people are still contributing to the MPA. They make the run a lot faster that way. I don't really know what makes you think like 2 to 4 OP players and the rest are completely nothing. If that's the case, why don't you do a 12-man with 2 to 4 players? Just get those 2 to 4 players carry your ass. And you think you're doing a lot? You can't be doing a lot if you get out DPS by a Braver with Atlas. Either the Braver is just too good or you're just too shit. Either one of that. And then we get to the second post. This is a lot more spicy because we're actually going back and forth about expert matching. The post goes, about expert matching, I'm surprised you believe that expert matching equals better pot quality, and I'll have to explain what I mean again. There are so many ways to cheese through expert requirement, videos on YouTube showing they're doable with 13-star weapon. Expert requirement have lost its value since Divide Quest, and maybe you are just acting dumb, but you should know that expert matching can be filled with leechers too. People work so hard to unlock expert matching just to have access to expert matching and get carried. Let it be using a class that's different from what they use for unlocking expert requirement, or they just want to cheese through the entire game because they can't get better at the game. Again, good player who's scared of pugs will form groups, and it has been a thing since Dea's rematch. I would be shocked if you think people are worth it in HTPD just because they have access to expert matching. Are you that faithful in pug of expert matching? I'm not. Go listen to a few stories of 15-minute TPD on expert matching. Don't play the game if you're gonna go pug and complain about players' quality. Reporting someone for playing bad is toxic things I've seen since NA release. If you don't want to play with them, make your own group for EQs and other content. Nobody cares about expert matching. Now this is the part I go back to your conversation in Discord. You're the one do not go expert matching a lot because you choose to carry people. So you don't have right to say expert matching take up a long time. Those are just very extreme exceptions. For me, I do both expert and non-expert time to time. For TPD, I can tell you expert matching on ship 2, it's about 9 to 12 minutes. Non-expert matching is about 20 or around there. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter, depending on your luck, depending on how geared people are, if they know how to play the game or this EQ. It's generally a lot faster on expert matching. This is not just a data I gather. A lot of people on ship 2 feel the same way. Hence why it exists, why it matters. It really filters out the player that does not know how to play the game yet, or just people don't want to work hard. Yes, of course you can get some leechers, but like I defined leecher, they're just not playing their class right. They're purposely trolling you, leeching the MPA. Now apply to what you're saying. Do you understand what leechers mean, or are you just confused with bad players? Now like I said, bad player exists. Why? Because they're learning the game, but they're actually trying their hardest. I would not say a thing to people in MPA that's dying a lot because they're just trying to learn. I would say something if there's a leecher though, that's a different story, but I would not report someone, nor I will say something about people that's actually trying to learn in the pug, because I know how hard it is. I know how much work they'll have to go through to become a better player. And again, you do not have any right to say anything like that because you do not even expert matching. So you only hear in story. You cannot conclude expert matching is actually that bad most of the time. You are just hearing one side of the story. You actually don't even know how convenient that thing is, and people clear fast because of that. I think it's a good thing to have. And the next topic we move on is expert matching on the 4-man. Yes, I understand it's a harder content, and I don't think it's easy to the point expert matching can clear, but it does filter out really bad players. Like I said, would you want someone who farm non-expert matching, go in there, die 2 times in like 10 seconds? Or you can have a better shot with expert matching, or you can probably push it to the end. But if someone died, then it's okay. I mean, you still get to practice and whatnot, instead of just going in and dying in 10 seconds. I mean, to the extreme cases, I suppose. Sure, there are different player skill and different ship on average. Things like ship 4, their expert matching, I'm pretty sure they can clear the HTPD. I'm pretty sure other ship can catch up to that as well, just a matter of time. So it's not impossible to do this in expert matching. People can clear. From what you sound, it just feels like you don't even value expert matching. You are against using expert matching. For whatever reason, you rather get non-expert and then carry people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but do keep in mind it actually make a difference. You actually clear faster. Would you do 4-man on non-expert? I don't think so. You probably find friend or so who can clear them. Or you don't even have friend, or you can clear because you get out DPS by a braver using Alice weapon with 300 attack unit. Well, that's on you. Now we move on to the next topic of cheesing through the expert requirement. At some way, yes, you can cheese through the expert requirement, but it does require some class understanding and how to play the game. It's not completely free. Would you actually cheese through it when you start playing the game? Nah, I don't think so. It'll probably take you a few tries and learn from trials and errors. So you cheese through it, that means you actually understand how the class works and whatnot. So if you don't use or know that much about expert on ship 1, then you shouldn't be saying anything like this, because you're making yourself look really bad. Sure, and go ahead, promote your ship 1 non-expert quality is nice, usually 2 to 3 people carrying, and from your word, the rest 10 or 9 people are leechers, and I'm pretty sure you're just one of them, so you're not much better than just a leecher in that case. So in conclusion, this mentality of leeching is not good, and NGS will not fix anything like that. Leecher are people who just trolling, not doing anything AFK on purpose. They're different from the bad player. The bad player are not supposed to be reported because they are trying their best to learn, and expert matching does matter if you want faster clear, at least on ship 2. It filters out players that still learning the game away from people actually trying to do the content faster. Under any kind of circumstances, if you don't even really use expert matching on your ship, you really shouldn't be talking about it. Anyway, this will be this episode of Curse Mentality. My name is Dave. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.